You are here for a reason, and this moment is not random. Sometimes life becomes very quiet, and in that silence, the heart starts filling with questions, fear, and doubt. But deep inside you, in the calm place where truth lives, a part of you already knows the answer. What you are about to hear is not empty talk. It is a direct answer to the question you have been asking again and again, maybe in silence, maybe late at night, maybe when no one else could see what you were carrying. You have felt something powerful, a bond that does not fit easy words, a pull that goes beyond logic. There were moments when you told yourself it was only hope, only loneliness, only a dream made by your heart. But stay with me, because this matters. The feeling you carry when you think of this person, the energy that moves through you, the strange sense that you have known them much longer than this life can explain, none of that feels small for a reason. It is not something your mind invented to comfort you. It is not a random story. Signs have been showing up, quietly, gently, and consistently, leading you toward a truth you may have been afraid to hold because you did not want to get hurt. And today, little by little, you are going to see why this person's love is real, even if their actions have looked confusing, even if silence has made your heart heavy, and even if part of you still wonders whether you should keep believing at all. It does not matter if this person has gone quiet, become distant, or feels colder than before. I need you to understand that this silence is part of the message too. It hurts, yes. It confuses you, yes. But not every silence means the feeling has died. Sometimes, silence appears when something is too deep to explain in ordinary language. When two people are brought together by something greater, the heart can know long before the mind can make sense of it. That is why you are still here. That is why you keep coming back to this question. You were not looking for simple words. You were looking for confirmation that reaches deeper than words. And that is exactly why this connection has been so hard to explain. Some feelings were never meant to be solved only with logic. They are meant to be felt first. What you are experiencing is not madness. It is not weakness. It is not some unhealthy fantasy, even if fear has made you think that at times. You are moving through the early stage of a love that touches more than the surface, a love that reaches into the hidden rooms of the soul. And here is the part you need to hear clearly. Your doubt does not come from their lack of love. Your doubt comes from the old pain inside you that still remembers what it felt like to be disappointed, left behind, or unseen. So when real love enters your world and looks directly into the places you have protected for years, fear rises before trust does. That is why you have spent so many nights overthinking, asking whether this is real, asking if they feel the same, asking if you are reading too much into small moments, small looks, small changes in energy. But notice this. No matter how many times you try to shut the door on this feeling, something keeps returning. You try to walk away. You try to focus on something else. You try to tell yourself it is over, or it was never real to begin with. And still, something gentle and strong keeps pulling you back. That pull is not simple pride. It is not just stubborn hope. It is not emotional dependence in the way fear describes it. It feels deeper because it is deeper. You have asked for signs. You have searched the sky, searched your thoughts, searched every small detail for proof. And signs have come, but maybe they looked too small to trust. A quick glance that said too much and then turned away. A short message that carried more meaning than the words on the screen. A shift in your energy the moment this person comes near, or even when they cross your mind from far away. These things matter. They matter more than your fear has allowed you to admit. Real love, especially in the beginning, does not always arrive with big speeches or dramatic promises. Sometimes it speaks through quiet actions. Sometimes it hides inside pauses. Sometimes silence says more than the words, "I love you," ever could. So keep listening, because what seems small may actually be the clearest proof you have been missing. There is something important you need to see. This person may not be confused about their feelings in the way you think. Much of the confusion has been inside you, not because you are weak, but because this love entered your life while you were still learning how to stand fully in your own power. Its strength scared you. That is normal. When true love walks into your world, it does not come just to make you feel good for a moment. It comes to wake you up. It comes to heal what has been sleeping under the surface. It comes to guide you inward and challenge everything you once believed about love, trust, and your own worth. That kind of change can feel intense. It can feel almost dangerous to the part of you that has survived by staying guarded. But the fear is not proof that love is absent. The fear is proof that something real is moving through your life and asking you to grow. Think about the way this person looks at you, even from a distance. There is a softness there, a respect they cannot fully hide, a kindness that slips through even when words do not. Those are not empty signals. Those are the quiet ways the heart reveals itself before it is ready to speak openly. Maybe there was a moment when you truly believed they were leaving for good. Maybe their silence convinced you that whatever was there had ended. But if this connection is guided by something larger, then temporary distance does not destroy it. What is real can survive pauses, mixed signals, hard timing, and moments when doubt feels louder than faith. So why does this feel so messy if the bond is real? Because real love does not enter your life to leave you unchanged. It comes to break old patterns. It comes to remove illusions. It teaches patience when you want instant answers. It teaches trust when you want proof. It teaches you how to stand in truth even when you cannot yet see the full picture. The chaos you feel is not always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes it means something old inside you is falling apart, so something more honest can take its place. One day, when this silence finally lifts and clarity arrives, you may look back and realize that every uncertain moment was shaping you for the depth of love you were meant to receive. The answer you have been seeking was never fully outside of you. It has been living in the tension between your mind and your deeper knowing. This is where everything changes, so do not skip this part. The mind wants facts, speed, and control. The deeper self works in truth, timing, and quiet certainty. When those two parts clash, confusion appears. Your mind says, if it is real, why are things not simple? Why are they not speaking clearly? Why is there distance at all? But the deeper part of you keeps returning to the same feeling. It keeps recognizing something steady underneath the noise. That steady feeling matters. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is calm. And calm truth often gets ignored because fear knows how to scream much louder than peace ever will. Your fearful mind is shaped by old pain. It remembers rejection. It remembers being left behind. It remembers hoping for something and then being hurt. So, when a deep connection appears, that part of you does what it has always done. It tries to protect you. It says, be careful. Run now. Do not trust this. It feels too strong. It feels too good. It will end badly. That voice can sound convincing because it is built from old survival patterns. But protection and truth are not always the same thing. Fear speaks fast. Fear speaks urgently. Fear fills your stomach with tension and sends your hand back to your phone again and again, looking for proof that nothing is wrong. Fear says that if they do not call right now, then they do not care. If they do not say exactly what you want, then they must be pulling away. Fear drains your peace. But your intuition sounds different. It is quieter, softer, stronger in a strange way. Even when doubt rises, intuition leaves a small calm inside you that says, wait, there is more here than fear can understand. That calm does not need to shout, it just knows. And if you have felt that quiet knowing, then you are not making this up. You are touching something true. Look back at your past. If you were once betrayed, abandoned, ignored, or made to feel like love was unstable, then of course this present connection will stir everything up. But what you are really doubting is not only them. You are doubting whether you can hold a love this deep without losing yourself. That is the lesson now. Not just to receive love, but to remain whole inside it. This connection has not come into your life only to bring romance. It has come to push you beyond your comfort zone. It has come to raise your standards, challenge your fears, and make you see what you are truly worth. It is asking you to stop settling for tiny pieces of affection and to become ready for a fuller kind of love. Every time fear rises and tries to ruin what is growing, you are being offered another chance to heal an old wound instead of obeying it. And that changes everything. When fear appears, love is not necessarily disappearing. Often an old pain is simply coming up, so it can finally be released. If you panic, the fear grows. If you observe it calmly, it starts losing power. That is why this bond can feel like a light entering dark spaces inside you. It is clearing what no longer belongs there. And still, even when you try to step away, the connection stays alive. Even when logic says let go, something inside you continues to feel the same truth. That pull is not a prison. It is not there to trap you. It is more like an invisible thread, a shared energy that keeps reminding both hearts of what they have touched. But here comes the question that probably still lives inside you. If the connection is so deep, why does the other person seem so distant? Why the quiet? Why the retreat? Why the emotional space? That part matters. So stay with me, because understanding this could change the way you see everything that has happened until now. This person may not be stepping back because they do not feel enough. They may be stepping back because they feel too much. Deep connections do not only awaken you, they awaken the other person too. And when someone is not used to that level of emotional intensity, the experience can feel overwhelming. They are not just seeing you, they are seeing themselves more clearly in your presence. They are being confronted by their own fears, their own wounds, their own unfinished healing. That is why in strong, soul-level bonds, one person often seems to pull away, while the other feels pushed to move closer. But the one who runs is not always running from love. They are often running from the way love exposes everything they have avoided in themselves. It can make them feel unprepared. It can make them fear losing control, fear not being enough, fear ruining something precious before it even has room to grow. Old pain teaches people to hide from exactly the kind of love they once prayed for. So their silence is not always rejection. Sometimes it is the pause of a heart trying to sort through emotions that arrived too powerfully and too fast. And if you are the one feeling the urge to reach out, explain, fix, or hold everything together, then you need to notice how this pattern works. The more you chase from fear, the more pressure the other person feels. The more pressure they feel, the more they withdraw. Not because love is absent, but because fear gets activated on both sides in different ways. That is why the cycle keeps repeating unless something changes at the root. And this is where one of the hardest truths appears. Sometimes the way to bring something closer is to stop chasing it. Letting go does not mean giving up on love. It means releasing fear, pressure, and the belief that you must force the outcome. You are not meant to suffer while waiting for clarity. You are meant to return to yourself, to your healing, to your peace, to your own life. The other person can only move closer in a healthy way when your energy no longer says, "I need you to complete me." As long as fear drives the connection, distance grows. But when you turn inward, rebuild your peace, and stand in your own light, the whole energy shifts. Pressure disappears. Space becomes safer. And in that safer space, hearts often begin moving naturally toward what they truly feel. This pause is not punishment, it is preparation. It gives both people room to heal separately, so that if reunion comes, it is not built on panic, attachment, or emotional hunger. It is built on choice, truth, and wholeness. That is why your task now is not to force the ending you want. Your task is to become steady within yourself, to stop measuring love only by immediate action, to stop treating silence as automatic proof of loss, to trust that what is truly meant for you does not need fear to hold it together. It needs truth, and truth grows best when both hearts are given room to breathe. If this message is reaching you deeply, keep listening, because the next part may be exactly what your heart has needed to hear for a long time. Distance has no power to destroy what is truly aligned. It can only expose what was weak and strengthen what is real. Think of this space between you as fire that refines metal. It feels intense. It can even feel unbearable on some days, but it burns away what is false. It removes illusion. It reveals what can survive without constant reassurance. A deep bond is nourished by truth, not by control. And the truth is this: no matter how far someone seems to move in the physical world, they cannot fully escape what their soul has felt. That is why your work now is trust. Not passive waiting, not painful obsession. Real trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your healing, trust in the process that is shaping both of you, even when you cannot yet see the final form of it. As you grow, they grow too, even if that growth is happening in silence and far from your sight. Both hearts can be changing at the same time. Both people can be healing in ways they do not yet know how to say out loud. So keep choosing your peace, keep choosing your worth, keep building a life that does not collapse because one person has gone quiet for a while. That is not you becoming cold. That is you becoming strong. And strange as it sounds, that strength is often what calls truth back to you more clearly than fear ever could. The one you love will not be drawn by your panic. They will be drawn by your calm, your clarity, and the energy of someone who finally remembers their own value without asking another person to prove it every day. So if you have been asking whether their love is real, listen carefully. The sign is not always in dramatic words. It is in the way this connection continues to live inside you with a calm truth that survives the noise. It is in the way their presence touched your life so deeply that it brought old wounds to the surface, not to break you, but to heal you. It is in the small actions, the soft attention, the energy shifts, the unspoken care, the silence that still feels full instead of empty. It is in the fact that this bond has been transforming you, forcing you to become more honest with yourself, more grounded, and more aware of what real love asks from a person. Love that is real does not always look smooth at the beginning. Sometimes it arrives like a mirror. Sometimes it shakes your world. Sometimes it strips away everything false before it can build anything lasting. That does not mean it is not love. It may mean it is deeper than what you were taught to expect. So breathe. Let the fear settle. Stop asking the mind to explain every mystery before the heart is allowed to feel it. Not everything meaningful comes with instant proof. Some truths become clear only when you stop running from yourself. And maybe that is why you were meant to hear this now. Not so you could cling harder, but so you could relax into what your soul has already been trying to tell you. If this spoke to something real inside you, do not ignore that feeling. Stay open, stay steady, and above all, keep moving forward in your own light, because what is real will meet you there.